Okay, today is the second day that the City of Houston is providing testing for COVID-19 for anyone who wants it, whether you're symptomatic, asymptomatic, whether you have cough, fever, or not. It's open to everyone. You do not have to have symptoms, but must go through the pre-screening by telephone so that demographic information can be collected, and the two test sites can stay within their daily capacity. So each of one of the sites can test up to 500 individuals. Yesterday, the call center was overwhelmed. We've had to add more people, so there are 50 people now that are there to answer the phones, and the number is 832-393-4220, 832-393-4220. If you have any problems reaching or getting through, don't despair. These tests will take place every day. So every day, up to 500 per site, 1,000 a day. And then we're constantly looking for other ways that we can increase the amount of testing in the city of Houston. Also want to acknowledge UMMC. That's a private entity that's offering testing at Cullen Middle School, right there at South Park Sunnyside. We're also looking for sites to expand to the East End as well as in other parts of the city. This morning, in terms on the data, this morning Houston has 2,279 positive cases and 23 people who have died. All 23 have been people with underlying medical conditions. So really want to emphasize the importance of people in our city with heart disease, lung disease, diabetes, suffering with diabetes, on dialysis, cancer, recovering from cancer or dealing with it right now. To those populations, really want to say, put on your mask, facial coverings, social distancing. And I know for many communities, it's hard to do that when there may be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people in a home. Well, we want to work on that. And then I've created a task force with Shannon Buggs, the Director of Complete Communities, Marissa Aho, a Chief Resilient Officer, Julie Estepetch of the Director of Office of Education, and Janice Weaver, who's the faith-based community coordinator, to lead this task force to come up with a detailed, comprehensive plan on how to provide additional education and resources to people at risk and in these vulnerable communities. And we're hopeful to make a more detailed announcement on that at the beginning of the week, probably on Monday. And then one of the goals is to provide additional support to all of the council members, the district council members, to provide you with additional things that you can then help push out to those populations, to those neighborhoods that are at risk. Because you can tell people to put on a facial covering, but quite frankly, you almost have to provide those things to them. And so we are trying to get additional supplies where we can get to the individual district council members that you can then distribute directly to certain populations within your respective districts. So anticipate that, and the goal is to initiate that program next week. Continue on to encourage everyone to continue to wear face cloths, coverings. The other thing that I'm particularly sensitive to is that we're saying to our kids at home, distance learning. Hard to distance learn if you don't have a laptop, and it's hard to distance learn if you're not connected to the internet. So I'm asking all of our companies to work with us to find ways to have more hotspots in all of our respective areas, especially those areas that are underserved. The city is grateful to the many individuals and businesses that have donated gloves, masks, and hand sanitizers. And I will tell you the outpouring of support from people and businesses in the city has just been fantastic and overwhelming.